Hi, this is A. Wesley. That ain't even tested like a TIL. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Topic I'm going to talk to you today about is sweet tea. I was going to do this video anyway because she had been posting for the last 2 or 3 weeks about the doctor's wives of Atlanta, and I was saying, what is that? What is that? Because I follow her on Instagram, and so when she said, "Ooh," she did a live. Said, "Ooh, I'm on my way to a photo shoot." And so she said, "Doctors Wives Atlanta, Doctors Wives Atlanta. I'll be posting more stuff soon, later on. Next thing I know, 2 days later, they did a little video where they were dancing and said we are the doctor's wives, and it started off with Sweet Tea, then another young lady, I think her name is Gabby, and then I think one name is Jen or Jan. I don't know the last one's name. And they kind of punched the screen where the next person went, and they was kind of doing it. And then she also posted a a picture of her doing the photo shoot. And the lady came over and said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Well, I'm on live, and I don't want to interrupt the photo shoot." And the lady said, "No, no, interrupt the photo shoot." And they had on long leotard stretch suits that kind of hold your belly in. And then she said, "Yeah, take a few pictures of the model." And so she kind of flashed her little phone over there, and the other man was taking pictures. And she said, go on, get in the photo." T. She said, "No," she said, "No, I don't want to interrupt their photo shoot." And then next thing you know, they showed she put a picture of her taking some pictures outside against the wall, turning sideways, turning over, and then the other girls were doing the same thing. And then she said, I'm going to put up the first episode of Doctor's Wives. You just watch it on our YouTube channel and follow us on these other platforms." And so I said, "Well, I already follow on YouTube and I follow on Instagram. I'll see what she got going on later." And so she said she was going to put a link in the bio and stuff like that. And so I said, "Well, okay, okay." And I remember last month she went on IG Live and she was talking about her and Greg was getting ready to go on their anniversary, and his birthday was like 2 days, I think, after they went to college, so they were gonna take a nice anniversary vacation or break. And so she kind of went live while she was doing. I said, "Ooh, she going live while she on the vacation and stuff." And she was talking. She said, "Just wanted to check in with the people." And one fan asked, she said, "Sweet Tea, the show been out for about a month or two. What's going on? Is marriage and message coming back or whatever?" And she got quiet for a while, and they said, "I can't talk about that." They said, "Huh?" She said, "No, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about that." So something else. And then one person asked her one more question. "Ooh, I gotta get up. I get out. Me and Greg finna go out. I get back on live." And so I didn't think nothing of it. And then right after that, I saw a video of Lakeisha, and she was saying, uh, "Sweet Tea is no longer gonna be on Marriage and Medicine." I said, "Huh? She not gonna be on Marriage and Medicine?" And then she said people getting the comments talking about ain't nobody announced nothing. Bravo ain't announced nothing. Bravo ain't announced nothing. Sweet Tea ain't announced nothing. And so yesterday, after she did her live on Wednesday, Lakeisha said she can't give her sources, but people had told her that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago, right after the reunion, she was saying. And then this other lady I watched named Carmel Rayel. She said she did an interview with 3T for season 1, and she said she kind of knew something behind the scenes too, but she said she had to keep stuff a secret because she had to let Sweet Tea tell it out. And so Sweet Tea did do it. And so first she uh first she went to her first she went to when she came on, she said, "I just want to check in with you on the live, check in on the live." And then she started saying, "Hello, this person, hello, that person." I think she said, "Hello to the fans." And some lady named Cash Doll that I guess she's one of her loyal followers or something. She was saying hello to all the fans and stuff. And then she said, "I have some things going on. I got some things going on. I got some announcements I gotta make. I'm gonna tell y'all some about it later." She said, "If y'all went over there watch doctor's wives. She said, if not, I got a link in the bio. You can go over there and watch the video of doctor's wives of Atlanta. And then she said, I also supposed to be going to some event with Mariah. She said, Mariah Hook said, y'all like Mariah Hook? So we're supposed to be having some event with Mariah Hook on the 17th of May. And she said, I'll be there, I'll be there. I said, okay, that's fine. And next thing you know, a fan asked her a question about married to Medicine. You gonna be on Married to Medicine? She said, I hate the way they treat you on Married to Medicine. She said, I'm gonna put this out here like this. I am not a quitter. I did not quit, and I'm not, and I don't run from anybody. I don't run from people, and I don't quit. So I'm gonna put that out there first. He said, and then it is what it is, and she said, it is what it is. She said, it is what it is. I did the best I could on that show in my time, and like I said, it is what it is. And then everybody said, ooh, some people said, ooh, she got fired. Some people said she got let go. And like giving you the T said, Kim Power, whether she got fired or let go, she's not coming back to the show. And everybody started saying that they knew why because from the show and the reunion, they had already decided to pick Quad over over Sweet Tea and Greg, even though Greg was a doctor and stuff like that. And and like I said, Sweet Tea had been saying before the reunion that she didn't want to go to the reunion. She wanted to be like Faith. She wanted to dodge out because she didn't want to go to that reunion because she had to deal with all that during the regular season. And like Tori, like she said on one of her reviews of it, she said at first Toya didn't have no problem with her, but then when it started getting to the last four episodes, 12, 13, I think they had 14, maybe 15 episodes. She said that's when Tori started turning on her and stuff like that. And I think the fans kind of knew too from the episodes and also especially from their reunion when they had them separated, they had Greg in one room, had Sweet Tea separated from the rest of the lady when she first came out for her stuff. So this was all planned and stuff. And like a lot of people said, they got heavily in Jackie to get this girl on there to give Quad a storyline and give Quad a storyline and stuff. And then it was like right after she did that. I was already on my Instagram page, so I just scrolled down further. I seen a picture of Quad in a black wig. It looked like she had on a robe, like she had on a robe that had like yeah, it was the robe. It looked like it had like Asian type style on it and stuff. And I remember when Sweet Tea said that when she slid into Greg's DM, she had kind of like a Asian kimono on. And I'm looking at and remember, oh, the beautiful quad, the beautiful quad. And I looked at her. I said, she cute and pretty, all right. I say, but with that black wig on, to me, she look like she trying to look like Phaedra and stuff like that. So I didn't think nothing of it when I then after I saw, I said, oh yeah. I said, and everybody talking about Sweet Tea is so obsessed with Cord. I think it's the other way around. And then I seen on another YouTuber's channel well, no, I looked at a sassy T from the 803, and she was saying, "Ooh, y'all need to go to Puckett I Need." The Puckett I Need was a YouTube page. He changing hair. Look at his new look. And I looked at him, I said, oh, he getting a toupee. He got kind of a toupee that had like a wave in it and stuff. So I didn't think none of that. I just thought he was just doing that to, improve his look, for summer, whatever. Because a lot of people talking about they're doing a lot of stuff for the summer, and it's like, and then after the stuff came out with Sweet Tea, like I said, I couldn't find it when I tried to find it, but the YouTube I saw it on, I can't remember the name, and she said I think it was Carmel Ray. I think it was. I'm not for sure, but anyway, he's uh, I'm trying to get this hair done. I'm trying to get this hair done. They're gonna be filming like they're gonna film. I got to go, chill in my hair. I said, got to go. And he said, oh, I gotta get ready to film. That's why I'm trying to get this hair, get the hair together. Oh, uh, uh, I'm gonna be on Married to Medicine. I'm gonna be on Married to Medicine, and they said, well, I think I could tell you this now. Sweet Tea and Greg not gonna be on Married to Medicine. I said, ain't this a blimp? I said, they got rid of Sweet Tea and Greg to put Fuck It I Need on there. I said, nobody wants to see no. I said, at least I don't. I said, Color Me Pink was already saying Now she wasn't gonna watch it. I think Color Peak also had that video, but I couldn't find them. I tried doing my own. But anyway, I was saying I was gonna watch it anyway. And so when I said that, I said, well, I didn't start fucking on you on a sister circle, back in 2019, and the producers didn't like him, so they got rid of him then. And Quad and Heaven, because they just kept posting so many pictures after the end, after the reunion, because people were talking about King was in that scamming business with those cars, and that car was missing. So what it was to try to throw people off and deflect, they kept having like they was having lunch at these certain restaurants and they was happy and all that kind of stuff. And I was saying, I do not want these quad fans like Kim Pond and some other people. Oh yeah, she wasn't the right fit for the show. She wasn't right for the show. Now those girls that she's with now, they all seem to click together and stuff. I'm gonna come back to that in a minute. And so it's like I don't think she was wrong for the show. I think they used that girl, like everybody said, and then they just wanted to throw her away. But by that time, she had already got popular. She had already got popular. She had built up a little fan base and stuff like that because I am one of her fans. And so it was just a shame the way they did her. And that's why she say they did her dirty and it was treacherous, and it was and stuff like that. And like I was finna say a few minutes ago, I don't want none of the Quad fans, none of the people who so much with Quad. If the show get on pause next year, get canceled, or it was Sweet Tea Party. No, it's not Sweet Tea Party. It's the people that you bring on there and stuff like that. You can have a nice positive show and have a little drama. That's the way it was before, and that's the way Mariah had it and stuff like that. And so somebody on Twitter had said, and not Twitter, Instagram had said when she was first doing a what you call it, Atlanta, they had asked her, uh, maybe you need to post it, not post it. Maybe you need to pitch this to Bravo, Bravo, Andy, and that's why she kept quiet. So she had to finally go ahead on and say it. And it was like right after that, Bravo had already said they had 4 new shows coming out. I'll put that on another video. And then it was like right after that, they're talking about Bravo has been. I got it from the Jasmine band. I'll put it in the name. Bravo had renewed Married to Marriage for season 12, but they don't know who the cast gonna be right now. In fact, the cast are unconfirmed, and so I didn't think no more about it. And then when I went on the Jasmine brand a few minutes ago, they said this is a debate, this is fallout. Who else do you think should lead Married to Medicine? And the majority of the people, or the majority of the fans that I saw, that I read, most of them said Heavenly, Jackie, and Quad. Some of them said Simone, but there's very few people said Simone. One or two people said Toya, but the main three was Jackie, Heavenly, and Quad. They said Jackie and Heavenly don't give nothing, and Quad is not Married to Medicine. And so I think Bravo and all of them didn't think that there was gonna be such this big fallout, but they thought, that Sweet Tea didn't have too much of fallout in Sweet Tea, but it's like the day after, and it's like people are still debating, and some people said, that she might not have been a good fit for the show, but like I said on my Twitter, like her or hate her, her and Phaedra was the most talked about people on that show, and even though they got mad about it, when people said that, including Phaedra, that was true. That's all I have for this video. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. I am out.